All right, lesson 8.4, installment loans, monthly payment allocation. The objective is to calculate the payment to interest, payment to principal, and the new balance. A repayment schedule shows the distribution of interest and principal over the life of a loan. This is also known as the amortization schedule. Interest equals principal times rate times time. We've seen that before. Payment to principal is a monthly payment minus the interest, and new principal is previous principal minus payment to principal. Okay, let's move on. All right, now this is what an amortization schedule looks like. This is a repayment schedule for an $1,800 loan at 8% for 6 months. This is in your book on page 316. You will have to refer to this for a couple of problems that we're going to work. Notice that on payment number 1, the monthly payment is $307.08. On all the payments, they're all $307.08. Okay, but your interest is different every time. Your amount of principal is different every time. Your balance goes down accordingly. One thing you need to make sure of is when you pay something off, okay? When you've got a negative number down here for your payoff, you need to adjust your monthly payment. Don't leave your monthly payment what it is, okay? You're trying to zero out the loan. You don't want to overpay the bank. If you only owe $300 instead of $307.08, why would you pay $307.08? You're only going to pay $300, right? Okay, so zero out the loan accordingly, and go by that. Go by the balance. Okay, that'll help you figure out exactly what you owe. Well, after you add the interest to it, take the balance plus the interest, and you'll see that. Okay. All right, let's move on. All right, it says, Melinda and Xavier Garza obtained a loan for a used pickup truck. See the loan of $1,800 at 8% for 6 months in the repayment schedule in figure 8.1. Show the calculation for the first payment. What are the interest, payment to principal, and new principal after they make the first payment? Okay, you all need to open your books to 316. Refer to that figure because I'm not flipping back and forth. Okay, so the first thing we need to find is the interest. And the formula that you have to find interest is principal times rate times time. Well, my principal is $1,800. So, take $1,800 times the rate. The rate is 8%. Now, it's 8% APR, annual percentage rate. We have got to change 8% into a decimal form, but we have to divide it by 12. Okay, so my R value that I'm going to use is 0.08 divided by 12, which works out to be 0.00667. Remember, I've told you to take the interest to 5 places. Okay? 0.00667. All right? Now, since this is only for 1 month, because that's exactly what it wants us to find, you just 1,800 times 0.0667. Multiply that together. 1,800 times 0.00667 works out to be $12.01. Okay, 12.01. Now, part B says find the payment to the principal. Well, if we're making payments, look on your monthly, look on your repayment schedule. Your monthly payment is $307.08. $307.08. Okay? $12.01 of that has to go to interest. So payment to principal is the monthly payment minus 1201. 1201, 1208. Oh. Okay. So 307.08 minus 1201 is 295.07. Okay? 295.07 is the payment to the principal. C wants us to find the new principal. Okay? The new principal is how much we previously owed minus what we're paying off. Okay, so $1,800 is how much we previously owed minus what we paid off with one payment. So $1,800 minus 295.07 is 1504.93. All right, now moving on to problems numbers 1, 2, and 3. You have to use your work from this example to work these. Okay, 1504.93 will be required for this right here. Okay, 1504.93 was your new principal that you just came up with. Complete these problems regarding the loan for the gardens from example 1. Compute the second month values for the interest, the payment to principal, and the new balance. Okay, so 1504.93 is your new principal. I'll give you a couple minutes. Go ahead and find each of those things just like we did. Okay, let's work these. Okay, since my old principal is 1,504.93, or my previous principal. Number 1, take 1,504.93 times the R value that we came up with on the example, 0.00667. 1504.93 times 0.00667 is $10.04. Number 2, they want us to find the payment to principal. Okay, my monthly payment from the table that in your book was 307.08. So 307.08 minus 10.04. That is 297.04. And number 3, the new balance. Take your previous balance of 1504.93, subtract 297.04. You should come up with 1,207.89. Okay, one thing real fast, make sure on this lesson, do not look in the back of your book for the answers. These answers are different, and the reason being is banks carry out the R value to 11 places. I'm only making you carry it out to 5. Okay, because of that, your answer is different. It will be off. It'll start off a couple pennies, but as you move on, it will grow more and more. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, Anton obtained a $6,000 loan to update his cafe's kitchen equipment at 8% for 36 months. The monthly payment is $187.80. The balance of the loan after 20 payments is $2,849.08. What is the interest for the first payment? What is the interest for the 21st payment? Why is the interest so much different for the two payments? All right. Well, first off, let's find my R value. Again, it's 8% divided by 12, 0.00667. Okay? No big change there. Now, the original loan was $6,000. Okay, so let's do the first payment first. And it wants us to find what is the interest for the first payment. So, simple enough, 6,000 times 0.00667. You should have come up with $40.02. Okay. What is the interest for the 21st payment? Well, on the 20th payment, the balance was $2,849.08 times 0.00667. So multiply those together. And you should have come up with an interest of $19 even. Okay, so now the question says, why is the interest so much different for the first two payments? Okay, the interest is less because the principal on which the interest is calculated for the first payment is much higher than the principal for the 21st payment. The more money you owe, the more interest you have to pay. All right, let's move on to number 4. Okay, complete this problem. You take out an $8,000 loan on a new motorcycle at 12% for 24 months. The monthly payment is $376.80. The balance of the loan after 15 payments is $3,222.44. What is the interest for the first payment and the 16th payment? Okay, I'm going to push pause, give you all a couple minutes to do this. Let's go ahead and work this. Okay, first things first. This problem has extra numbers, guys, that you don't need. You don't need to know the monthly payment. You don't need to know how many months. The only numbers that you truly need on this problem are 8,000, 3,222.44, and 12%. So the first thing we want to do is find my R value. 0.12, that's my 12%, divided by 12 is 0.01. Okay, part A. What is the interest for the first payment? 8,000 times 0.01. 8,000 times 0.01 is $80. Part B. Find the interest for the 16th payment. Well, at the end of the 15th payment, we owed $3,222.44 times 0.01. That answer is $32.22. Okay? Now, here's your assignment. lesson 8.4, page 317, 1 through 15, and 19 through 20. On problems 5 through 6, all you have to do is determine the missing amounts in the following table. Okay, I know it's set up a little different, but it's exactly what we've been doing. Read the tops of the columns. You all should be able to figure out what we're looking for. Okay, go ahead, let's get started. Let's go.